Not only are we sick with the flu,
So sick.
but it is 1 month without a drop of alcohol. 1 month ago today, you dumped a bottle of Tito's down the drain and you have not looked back since.
You're making me cry again.
You are a completely different functioning person and I am so proud of you.
Hi, you guys. I have braces. But today's video is not about that. Welcome back to another episode of Jaclyn's journey. You guys, this is the most exciting video that I've ever posted here on Jaclyn's journey. I wanna start off by talking about what led to me stopping drinking completely and just becoming 100% sober for the last 3 months. Up until I went through a traumatic incident, I partied, I drank alcohol socially. That was it, right? I was not sitting at home by myself drinking. I was not getting drunk on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? I was young, I was having fun with my friends. I was just drinking like everybody else, right? Then I went through, immediately my chest gets tight. I don't wanna dive into it too much, you guys, but when I launched my lipsticks, that was the worst time of my entire life. And during that time, I turned to alcohol. I've been very transparent about this in other episodes of Jaclyn's journey. And then I stopped talking about it because I started getting so many comments. I started getting so many opinions. People started making videos about me. People started telling me what I should and should not be doing. And I was like, you know what? They don't know my life and I need to just kind of like reel in, get off of social media with this topic and deal with it on my own. So I ended up going to therapy, talking to a professional about stuff, and staying off of the internet when it came to the topic of alcohol because it just was not helping me in any way, shape, or form. That lasted for about an entire solid year. Like I was just using it to cope. I was using it to run. Did it help? Absolutely not. It did the complete opposite of helping, and I learned a very, very valuable lesson by kind of destroying myself during that time. Everything that I'm talking about in this video having to do with alcohol is my personal experience. And something that I have learned is that we all have our own experience. We all have our own relationship with alcohol. And this is just me sharing mine. I am in no way giving advice. I am in no way telling you what to do. And I am no way judging anybody for their relationship with alcohol in any way, shape, or form. I'm just sharing what has happened in my life. And that's it. So after I launched my lipsticks, I started abusing the shit out of alcohol. I started drinking alcohol to cope. I started trying to numb my feelings, to run away from my feelings. It led to health issues. It caused problems in every area of my life. So I got to a point where I decided I no longer want to self-medicate with alcohol, which was a really hard place to get to. And I'm proud of myself for getting to that point. And that was about 2 years ago. I was like, I'm done with this. And that's when I started filming Jaclyn's journey because I got to a place where I was like, I no longer want to run to alcohol. I no longer want to abuse it. But because of drinking, I felt miserable. I didn't look like myself. I didn't feel like myself. And I was just like, I'm done. I want to make changes, right? So that's exactly what I did. I started documenting Jaclyn's journey here on YouTube to share that with you. But I was still drinking alcohol. No, I wasn't drinking like I was. I had gone back to drinking alcohol where it's like, let's have fun. Let's have a drink. Let's celebrate. Or, oh, I'm so stressed. I started drinking alcohol in a very normal way again, right? So I thought like my relationship with alcohol is good again because this is the way everybody drinks. You know what I'm saying? So after I balanced out my relationship with alcohol, right? I was no longer using it to self-medicate. I was no longer using it to run. At least that's what I thought, right? I got to a place where I was eating healthy. I was going to bed at a good time. I was working out. I think I lost like 10 pounds or so, 10 to 12 pounds, I'm pretty sure. I could look at my app to tell you for sure, but I lost like 10 to 12 pounds and it was hard work. Like it was not easy because again, I was still drinking. Was I drinking, heavily? No, but I was still consuming alcohol. Since I went through that time of alcohol abuse, I've never just stopped. I've never given my brain and my body an actual break, like a real long-term break, right? So I went from drinking just on social occasions to drinking extremely heavily to going back to drinking on social occasions, okay? So that's where I was at with my alcohol relationship at that time. I thought, wow, the inflammation is gone, okay? I'll show you a picture right here of what I looked like when I was saying, wow, the inflammation is gone. This was me thinking like, damn, I've lost weight. The inflammation is totally gone from my face and everything is getting better, right? Because at that time I wasn't drinking like a fish. I didn't feel hungover. I felt pretty sharp. I felt pretty clear. Like I felt good. I was working out consistently 5 days a week. You know, just like life was good. So then for my birthday, it was my 33rd birthday. My husband and I, Jordan, we went to New York. He surprised me with a trip to New York. We went to New York. We were there for like 3 days. And while we were there in New York, I drank a lot, right? It's my birthday. We went and saw Drake. We bar hopped and I was drinking. Jordan is not a big drinker. And when I say big drinker, I mean like Jordan like never drinks. Okay, like rarely drinks. It takes him one beer and he's like, oh my God, I'm so buzzed. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Not only was I drinking, but I was drinking whatever I wanted. Like typically I would keep it clean because of my goals, right? Like I was working out, I was eating well. So when I did drink, I would just drink vodka soda with lime, like no sugar whatsoever. Cause I was like, that's clean. Yeah, there's no such thing. It's poison. That's what I've learned now is it's poison. Moving on. So when I went to New York for my birthday, I was drinking sangrias and I was drinking margaritas and I was just drinking whatever. I was living my best. It was my birthday, okay? Shut up. I was having a good time. So I got home, I weighed myself and I was like, oh my God, I had to weigh myself in several weeks. So in that time frame, I had gained 12 pounds. And I was like, I'm sorry. We did not just gain back everything that we lost. Like I worked so hard. And you know, if you're someone watching this and you've been on a weight loss journey while still drinking, you know how much harder it is. It is so hard to lose 10 pounds, even not drinking alcohol, but while consuming alcohol, you know, every weekend and, you know, throughout the week. So then for me to see that all that weight came back, I was like, and that was my moment. I actually can't believe that I got to this place, you guys. And I am so proud of myself. Like now, at this point, it's been like 13 weeks since I stopped drinking. And I swear to God, I feel like I have not had a drink in 2 years. I'm actually living life now. After my birthday, I was like, I'm done. I looked at Jordan and I said, I don't want to drink anymore. I felt depressed. It's like every morning I opened my eyes and I had to like crawl out of this sinkhole of depression. And I'm not even talking about having a hangover. I'm talking about this is just the state that I was living in. And I was at that point where I was just about to film my video announcing that I was closing down my businesses. And I was just so overwhelmed by that. And I'm just like, oh, nothing makes sense. I'm so sick of being so foggy and everything is just heavy and dark. And I'm just miserable. And it just came to this point where I was like, I'm done drinking. I grabbed the handle of Tito's. I don't want to talk about it until I get to a certain point and I go a certain amount of time, but I have made the decision to completely give up alcohol and stop drinking. I want to go at least 30 days. So when I stopped drinking, I did not do it for any physical effects. I did it 100% for my mental health. And I just wanted to feel good. That's all I cared about. So I look back at it and I'm really happy that that was the mindset that I had because I didn't see any physical changes for a little bit. Having that be the motivation is what got me to where I am now. I just wanted to feel good. I am trying not to cry right now, already tapping into this subject, just thinking about it. But for me, not being able to have alcohol in social settings was so scary. It was my first night sober without anything. Me and Jordan went out with a group of friends and I just bawled my eyes out because I'm like, I don't feel like myself. What if people don't like me? What if people don't have fun with me? What if I'm not as laid back? What if I'm not as social? What if I'm not as fun? Like I just had so much fear and it makes me so emotional looking back at it because I'm like, girl, you are fine. I'm saying all of this because I know that just me talking about this to my friends, I have seen how many people identify with that thought process and how many people relate to that. So that's why I'm sharing all of this is because I know that there's going to be some people watching this video who are going to be like, yep, I'm right there. That's how I feel. That's the thing that made me not want to fully say I'm done. Like next time we go out, I obviously will. Next time we go to a concert, I obviously will because that's the normal. And I want to have fun while I'm there and I want to be fun while I'm there. And it's like, that's what I just I didn't see it for a while. Let me tell you, my life has gotten so much more fun in the last couple of months. I have had more fun in the last couple of months than I've had in like, I don't know. I don't even know how many years. Ew, I'm gonna actually ruin my makeup. Hold on. I can't believe that I can say that I had not drank for an entire week.
All right, girl, pop it up. Hey.
I love to see it. I can't wait to see it filled up.
Oh yeah.
This is another thing that I've learned about myself is I'm so emotional. For a while there, I thought that it was alcohol that made me emotional, and it's not. Alcohol just suppressed everything and then just like emphasized the bad things about me. I'm a very deep feeler. That is one of the reasons that I turned to alcohol in the first place. I latched onto it thinking that it would be my friend and that it would help me to stop feel because I have such deep feelings. That's why I put myself out there on the internet so much. I'm such a feeler and I want people to know me. I want you to feel my heart and I want to help motivate you. I want to help inspire you. The beautiful thing about not drinking is whatever I feel, I just allow myself to feel it. I allow myself to express it because I'm like, hey, I guess this is who I am because I have nothing in my system and I'm not dealing with a hangover. I'm not drunk. So like whatever comes up, I just let it come up. This is me. If I want to cry, I cry. If you don't like it, oh well, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. So let's go back to my fears. I had such a big fear of saying, I'm not gonna drink for 30 days. Cause I'm like, oh, how about this? How about I don't drink Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday? Because that way on the weekend when we're social, I can have drinks. That way like I can have fun and I can be normal. Let me just tell you that it took me almost an entire month to actually feel good. A weekend, I thought I felt great. 1 week, no alcohol.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
1 week.
Yeah, baby.
No, bitch. It just got better and better and better.
Day 9. You went from waking up at 12:30 every day to waking me up at 9 a.m.
Knock, knock. So I want to talk about my journey. I want to talk about what I did. And you guys, I'm going to make multiple videos talking about this and sharing and showing just new habits that I've created and things that help me. Because let me tell you, it was not as simple as like, oh, let me just pour this bottle down the drain. Okay, moving on, let's go. No, I had to completely change my life the first month that I stopped drinking. The weekends were very difficult. I thank God that I have such a supportive partner because he tolerated me. I was so irritable on the weekends without that habit that I had created, which was drinking. I had to change my life. Like it was very difficult for me to go out to normal places, to sit in loud bars with people drinking and the smell of alcohol grosses you out, but at the same time you feel like you should be drinking. And what's wild is this is coming from someone who didn't have a problem. Everybody around me didn't think I had a problem, right? I wasn't over drinking. I was just drinking socially. I had beaten my problem, right? The problem was in the past. I was just drinking socially and I was just drinking to have fun on normal occasions. And still, you guys, it was that difficult for me. I genuinely feel like I was hung over for like the first 3 weeks. Like it took me 3 weeks to a month to actually feel like, holy shit, there I am. Now I'm clear. Now I can think straight. Maybe it's because I had never taken a long-term period of time off of drinking. I had only cut back. I had cut back a lot, but I had never stopped. First few weeks were hard. There were a lot of tears shed.
Day 10, it's not all glitz and glamour, huh?
No.
You having a bad day?
Yes. I felt really, really, really anxious all night long and I just wanted to drink because that's why I started drinking in the first place, is to cope with anxiety.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, and then I slept like shit, but it's day 10.
So?
Sticker time.
Sticker time. How's it make you feel? You made it double digits.
Jordan was so supportive of me, on the weekends when it was really difficult. We would make mocktails together. We'd come up with all different recipes. I would take essential oils bath. I would be taking all the melatonin. I found all the concoctions that worked for me. Some things didn't, some things did. I mean, girl, I know how to put a horse down now naturally after what I went through because sleep was so difficult. And even if I fall asleep, I'd wake up, I'd toss, I'd turn, I'd be like, ugh, because that's when I was drinking alcohol, right? Like anytime I would drink, it'd be in the night times. It was difficult, but I found my way around that. I started all new habits, okay? I started taking walks. I started eating so much sugar. Let me tell you what, oh my gosh. Once I went a week or two, like with not one sip of alcohol, it's like my cravings for sugar just went like through the roof. And now the alcohol is far and long gone out of my system. I love sugar. I love a cupcake. I love cake. I love brownies. I love it all. It's so good. So I went to my therapist. I told her I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking 5 days ago and I'm doing it. She said, okay, great. Get yourself a calendar. So that's what I did. I got myself a calendar and I put my stars on my calendar every single day. Some people in my life were like, you're not that bad. You don't need a star calendar. Everybody needs a star calendar. Keeping yourself accountable and seeing those days rack up, it means something. It really does. It means something and it feels good to know like I did it and I'm keeping a promise that I made to myself. So I originally wanted to go a month and I feel like I've always heard everybody say this and I never thought it'd be me, but once I got to a month, I was like, okay, well, I feel so good that I want to go longer than that. So let me just go another month. I went out to LA. Jordan had a really awesome business opportunity come up. We're not allowed to talk about it yet, but he had to leave. And I went to LA and I stayed with my friend. I hung out with a ton of friends in LA for an entire month. And I was like, if I feel like having a drink in LA, I'll have a drink in LA. Well, I never felt like having a drink in LA because I just feel so damn good. What's the point? Like, that's how I feel right now. I don't even care about alcohol. So my therapist said something to me that stuck with me so hard. I was like, well, shit, and I'll share it with you. She said, if you are craving a drink, and if you're saying things like, oh God, I can't wait to have a drink, or oh, I need a drink, or I just cannot wait to get to the bar and have a drink, you don't deserve it. And that was really hard for me to hear because when she said that to me, I was at that point where I was like, oh God, I did not know what the hell she meant and I wanted to cuss her out. Well, now I understand it because now I do not feel that way. I don't feel like I need a drink. I'm not saying things like, oh God, I can't wait to have a drink, or oh, I need a drink. When I went to Los Angeles, I got super anxious, like borderline feel panicky. And my friend goes, okay, well, what do you do for this now? I was like, nothing. I just let it come and go. And she's like, what? It's never killed me. That was one of the reasons that I drank. I did not just drink because I was like, let's have fun. No, I drank because I'd be like, oh God, let me get rid of these emotions. And that is my promise to myself that I have made. I have told Jordan that, I've told my therapist that. My promise to myself is that I will never drink away something ever again. And that is what this detox is all about, is just getting rid of that, letting go of the past and learning how to fight through things on my own, because I am so much stronger than I gave myself credit for. And I am so much stronger without alcohol. And I would have never known that if I did not just say, I'm taking the next 30 days off. People do it all the time. They take, sober October, dry January for fitness reasons. But this for me was a mental thing and not a fitness thing. And then I started seeing the changes in my body composition just changed. And I will totally share diet and all of that because I did change my diet as well. I changed my workout routine as well. And now I've lost 23 pounds. It's crazy, you guys. It's crazy. I was working my titties off, eating no carbs, no sugar, barely losing weight, working my ass off because that alcohol on a weekly basis was prohibiting me from burning fat. It's still sugar, even if you're just drinking clear alcohol with club soda. And it was holding me back from my fitness goals because now the weight literally falls off of me. Now, hear me out. I did not lose any weight, not even a pound for the first 2 weeks. Something happened between like the 1 month mark and the 3 month mark where I lost like close to 20 pounds in 2 months. Every day, someone tells me that my face is thinner than the day before. Like I was holding so much bloat and so much inflammation. Oh my God. Like I'll show you a picture of my face looking real inflamed. And people were accusing me of getting cosmetic procedures done and fillers and collagen and Botox. And I'm like, totally, I wanted to look like that. No, you never know. It's a good friendly reminder. You never know what's going on behind the camera and in people's real lives. And I was abusing the shit out of my old friend Tito's. I was very sober curious, leading up to completely cutting alcohol out. I started watching different podcasts and interviews. One that really inspired me actually was Tom Holland. He was on a podcast and I listened to that whole thing and just hearing what he had to say about alcohol. I was like, damn, I want to feel like that. I want to feel so mentally clear and sharp. And let me tell you, it is so amazing, you guys. Like the last couple of months, I have learned so much. I am so sharp. Every single person in my life is like, what the f? I don't care if I hadn't drank for 3 days, that mental fog was still there. It's just still like gloom and doom. It took weeks for that to go away. I have so much damn energy. I don't require as much sleep, everything. And like on top of it, I look back at the last couple of years and I'm like, damn, I did a lot of asshole things. Like I was a dick. It's so much easier to take accountability for things now. If there's anybody watching this who's just curious, who just doesn't want to like let go of alcohol, that's afraid that you're not going to be as much fun or afraid that you're not going to have as much fun, I want to be the person to tell you that that is so far from truth. And let me just tell you, no one gives a shit if you're drinking or not. If they're drinking, they don't care. The second they have a couple drinks in them, they're gonna be drunk and they're not gonna give a damn if you're drinking or not. I still go to parties now. I'm at the point where like nothing triggers me for alcohol. I can go to any party, I can go to any event, I can dance, I can laugh, I can have a great time without alcohol. And then I go home and I go to bed and I wake up and I feel amazing. It's a beautiful thing to not be hungover on Sundays. It's so good. I'm like, the days are so long, there's so much to do. Alcohol just weakened me. I know it's a depressant, but I never realized that it weakened me. It made me a very weak-minded person. Like everything just felt heavy and thick and it was sad and woe is me and everything was just heavy. And now it's like, that is gone. Like I feel like I just shed like bricks that were on me and it's just, everything is so much lighter and easier. Now I'm just at that point where I'm like, I don't see the point, but I also don't know when I'll drink again, you know? And it's like, that for me is Jaclyn's journey. It's not easy at first. It was really difficult, but I'm telling you, it gets so good. It gets so good. And now it's like, I sleep like a baby. Everything's just better. I'm telling you, there's not one thing in my life that isn't better since not drinking. If you're watching this and you're like, this sounds really good, like I would like to do this, let's do it. Let's do it. I want to put together some sort of like challenge. Would it be crazy if I did that? Even if I did it for like 2 weeks, like I could make the dates like sometime in November or even December, because like those are the party months. Like everybody's drinking, you know what I'm saying? You drink, you eat, you're merry, you're jolly, whatever. But I wanna put together like a challenge for like a couple of weeks where it's like, we can all do it together. No alcohol. I mean, think about that. Like the holiday parties are coming up. I'm gonna go to all of them with no alcohol and it's gonna be completely fine. And if I'm not having a good time, I'll even go home and I'll have a great time at home. I did not realize for myself how much, especially here in America, I don't know about other countries, but how much emphasis we put on alcohol and how much we glorify alcohol and how just acceptable it is to poison ourselves. You know, it's like having a terrible hangover on Sunday and throwing up on Saturday night. It's so normal in a society when it's that normalized and it's also that praised, it's really hard to stop. If you are someone who wants to stop drinking, I fully support you. It's your journey. Don't let anybody judge you. If you're afraid to lose friendships, you probably will. Once you start getting that mental clarity and you start seeing people who are in your life for the wrong reasons, you start realizing like, ooh, you're a really bad influence. I don't want to be around that. It's just, it's crazy how much perspective you gain when you are sober. And let me just tell you, not having hangovers, best thing of the world. I highly recommend it. I have lost 4 inches on my waist. My rosacea is gone. My average heart rate has gone down by 15 beats per minute. My blood work is crazy. My doctor was like, this looks like a different person. Like, this is a different person from 1 year ago. If you guys watching this decide to stop drinking, just be nice to yourself. That's the biggest piece of advice that I can give. Whatever you want to do for that first month, just do it. Be kind to yourself and make the right decision. Because what is that quote again? Those that mind don't matter and those that matter don't mind. Like, people who love you and support you are going to be like, good for you. Take care of yourself. So stay home when you want to stay home. Go to bed early when you want to go to bed early. The last thing that I want to do, or the message of this video to be perceived as, is judging people who drink or condemning people who drink. My friends, I ask them all to still drink around me because when they don't, it actually feels very weird to me. I'm like, okay, now you guys are treating it like, oh, Jaclyn's not drinking, so I'm not gonna drink. And I'm like, dude, if you wanna drink, this is your normal, drink up, like please. Like, it does not bother me, it doesn't trigger me. And I always say to them, I am the last person to judge you for drinking. In the next video, I can't wait. I'll be showing you guys what I'm eating. I'll be talking about my actual weight. I'll be showing you my exercising, all the things. Jordan just walked in the house.
Hello,
2
world.
seconds ago.
So honestly, like the last 3 months, it's like I've got the old Jaclyn back. She's so razor sharp now, so happy, smiley, giggly. Like there's just a whole new like life inside of her, you know? She was always hot all the time and now she's freezing all the time. Obviously you could see the physical changes, but yeah, mentally and emotionally, she's just so much sharper, happier, excited for life. She's just a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong, like when I say all these things, it's not like she didn't have those traits before. It's just so, it's like multiplied by so much right now. You just have like a whole new light inside of you. Your eyes are clear, you know, you smile so much more.
Okay, so what about the harsh? Is there any harsh stuff you can say about me?
No, as far as like harsh goes, you know, you were just like, you were depressed. You were very depressed, you were down. The food that you used to eat was like corn dogs and root beer floats and fast food, Wendy's, and it's like you didn't care. Yeah. And it's like now all you want is like organic, healthy, like you want to feel good, and it's just so obvious. Your personality and your sweetness and your happiness just kind of like, you know, the shades were pulled shut for a little bit.
Oh, my shades were pulled shut.
Yeah, but now the window is open and everything is bright and you're happy, and honest to God, I've never been happier.
Oh, my baby, that's so sweet.
I'm serious.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
You got it, baby.
Okay, you guys, thank you for watching this video. I know it was a long one. I could sit here and talk about this for so long, but thank you for sticking around. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.